Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, to everybody. This is the Execution 10 here with a updated Yosenju deck profile post the Destiny Soldiers and the Invasion of Vengeance. As you can see, I have this very beautiful Invasion of Vengeance mat. So let's go through our deck profile of my Yosenju deck. I'm going to start off with 3 Yosenju, 3. This is a very important weapon you want to have in this deck. It's the searcher of the Yosenju deck. So whenever another Yosenju deals damage, you can just search for another card that has Yosenju in the name. And 3 comes so much in handy. After that, we're going to throw down 3, comma 1. Comma 1 is the bouncer of the deck. He bounces face-up cards back to the opponent's hand. He just is he's just a fun little card to bounce troublesome cards that get in the way and that can create problems. So he just does a great job getting over those little limits. And you have to run 3 of these guys at 3 for sure. And of course, the other 3 of each that I like to run is 3 of comma 2. He's the direct attacker of the deck, so if you have him in comma 3 on the field, you basically are going to get a search regardless if your opponent has a monster. And even on his own, when he's the only monster in the field, he can still attack directly over high-powered monsters. And then last monster of my deck, so this is going to be it for monsters after this, is 2 Yosenju Sujik. Sujik is like a mini Honest. You can discard him from your hand during a damage step, and he gives your Yosenju 1,000 points. He can also be very handy on the field. He can do it. He can give himself 1,000 or give another Yosenju on the field 1,000. So he just can do so many cool things, and each effect can be used once. So you're not limited. We're going to move on to the spells. Run 3 of Fire Formation Tenki. This is the searcher of the Yosenju deck. You absolutely have to run 3 of these to search out Beast Warriors, and it gives them an extra 100 attack points. So it just helps. 100 points can make a very big difference sometimes in matchups. You never really know. But yeah, I love need to run this at 3. Then to move on to the draw power of the deck, I run 3 Pot of Duality, and yes, it hurts you with special summoning, but it's not really that big a deal. You really don't do too much special summoning in this deck. Really don't go into your extra deck a lot, but this card just does so much. As well as the next card, which I'm also going to run. I also run 3 of, and that's 3 Card of Demise. Just helps you replenish your hand, and being that I don't run a lot of monsters, I can get a lot of back row, and it just lets me set my back row up, and pretty much very minimal cost. I would really not have too much to discard from my hand. Then for the 1 of spells, I run 1 Twin Twister. Very important card. It can just destroy 2 cards on the field. Just have to discard. 1 Dark Hole. 1 Creature Swap. And 1 Raigeki. So both of these cards, particularly Dark Hole, you never even have to worry about having Yosenjus on your end of the field. You just will never have monsters, so it basically doesn't hurt you or harm you at all. Moving on to traps, I run 3 of Drowning Mirror Force. This is a absolutely perfect card to run in this deck. You need to run this at 3. If you take direct attacks, you can just spring this card and shuffle all the attack monsters back into the opponent's deck. So it can really not only break their boards, but it could put them in bad situations where you could almost game them right away. Then I run 2 Solemn Strike. Card self-explanatory. Pay 1,500, negate an effect of a monster, or negate a special summon. It just comes so much in handy. And then I run 1 Solemn Warning. Everybody has to run this card. I run 1 of Starlight Road. This can get over it, help with Twin Twisters or any multiple destruction cards that can hurt Yosenjus. I run 2 Dark Bribe. Dark Bribe is just money. Can get over Twin Twister. It can get over some spell and traps that sometimes I could run into them, like a Solemn Warning or a Strike. 1 Anti-Spell Fragrance. 1 Macrocosmos. 1 Storming Mirror Force. 1 Vanities. 1 Floodgate Trap Hole. And of course now my very new favorite trap, 2 of Dimensional Barrier, a $70+ card, and just gets over a lot of very tough plays on summons, and it really just makes your opponent almost be put into a corner where they may have to submit, or maybe it can also be a good staller for time. Everybody's now running it now. Moving on to the extra deck, I run 2 Lightning Chidori. This card can just bounce, can do a double bonus. He bounces set cards, and then by detaching, he can bounce a face-up card to the top of the deck. When he's summoned to the field, he bounces a face-down card to the bottom of the deck. So he just does so much cool stuff to get over annoying back rower monsters. I run 2 each of Utopia and Utopia the Lightning, which just set up can get you out of some high power, powerful monsters. Running 2 of Utopia and then setting up 2 Lightnings. And for the little added bonus, I run also 1 Utopia Prime, which can just give Lightning a little bit of an extra unit. And sometimes Prime could come in handy if I'm in a sticky spot where I have to get special summoned monsters off the board. You can just wipe them all out and banish them. And I also run a Stardust Dragon. Main reasons for Starlight Road. I run 1 Tiger King. Tiger King just gets over, can negate effects and let me search out a fire formation. I run 2 Cowboy for game situations to deal 800 points of damage, or can at least, if I can get 2, deal 1600. 1 Harpy's Pet Phantasmal to lock out my opponent from targeting it with attacks or by battle, and he can attack directly. I run 1 Castell. And now with Dark Lords and Destiny Hero and Heroes kind of becoming a thing again, I run Destiny Hero Deltaros and go right into a Diamond, which can just completely locks down Dark Lords and just makes them absolutely useless. And finally now, just going into my side deck, and I revamped this side deck quite a bit from the past. Times have changed. So I run 2 Twin Twisters. The other 2 Twin Twisters are in my side deck, which can help me if I play a lot of back row heavy decks. 2 System Down, which can get over the new ABCs and any other machines that can be very troublesome. I run 1 Ceasefire to deal some cheap damage if I need to. It's good for end of game. I run 2 of Ally of Justice Quarantine. This card basically locks out Blue Eyes. They cannot summon light monsters. It can lock out ABC. So as soon as you get this on board, ABC or Blue Eyes, if they can't get over this, are almost dead right away. Next, I run 2 of the Yosenju Shinju L, the Pendulum Scale, which it's just so handy. You can protect Yosenjus, and being that I play Card of Demise, I have 2 options. I can either play him as a monster or just play him as a scale. And of course, 2 each of the Counter Trap, Yosenju's secret move. I started going back to the secret move again. I was kind of in and out using it, but I think siding it is a little bit better, because it can just get me out of some hairy spots if I need to, and I can always search these guys out. And finally, 1 DD Crow, again to banish from grave. That can work against Blue Eyes, that can shut down Dark Lords. One electric virus that again comes in handy against ABCs or blue eyes. I can just swipe the card and take control of it. Just does so much damage. It just really works. Fairy Wind to blow up face-up cards. That can work against pendulums and any continuous spells or traps. And finally, one Imperial Iron Wall to shut down any banishing. So ABCs like to banish. That can be very handy. Any Dark Lords can do some minimal banishing if needed. Definitely using Allure of Darkness and whatever. So Iron Wall just really it can save you in troublesome spots. Against Cosmo was this card. Everybody was running this, so I run it today, of course, against some of these builds today. All right, and that was the deck profile. I ask you guys to subscribe, check my channel. Any thoughts you want to share, please comment below. Happy Thanksgiving.